even with a really small following, it has been unbelievable the impact that it's had on the business.
What's going on, man?
All right, so we're about 10 o'clock this morning, just starting filming. If you don't know, I have a newborn. And so my new wake up time is about 4 o'clock, not by choice. So like this morning, for example, I got up and around 5, once he went back to bed, just went through and got the stuff done that I did not get to on Tuesday. I had a super packed week this week, and we have a lot of big projects we're working on. So normally Tuesdays are my content filming days, and Carly's doesn't know this, she's gonna film me. Filmed 0 videos on Tuesday, or 1 rather. So I thought I was gonna be able to make up for that this morning, wasn't able to, but I got all of our emails done as well too. So I write an email, one that's our consumer facing email that goes to pretty much our whole database that's opted in, which is like 15,000 people. But I also write an agent facing newsletter, which you should jump on if you're not on it. And I write that every week as well too. And then today I actually spent a lot of time, we just went through, Alex Ramosi just did his $100 million book launch. And I was going through like kind of my takeaways, my notes and everything, and wrote something for an internal kind of message to the leadership team here. I don't know if you had the chance to read that or not, Carly. It's good. So this is interesting. I don't know if you can see my screen, but we track a lot of different stuff with our team. And this is something this is just so far this month. It's August 21st, the time we're filming this. So these are all the offers that we've sent so far. So what we look at here is obviously how many, right? So we have sent a total of 25 offers. And we've had 14 accepted offers, right? So what we do is we track the ratio of how many offers we have to write in order to get one accepted. And that's like an inside scoop for us to show us how competitive is the market right now. For reference, 2-3 months ago, like just looking at this doesn't really mean anything, but 2 or 3 months ago, this number was 3. So it is twice as easy to get an offer accepted right now, which is no wonder why our buyers are getting much better deals. We're getting fewer counter offers, fewer multiple counter offers. So this is one of many, many different things we track, not only to just see what's going on, but also to be able to coach our agents on what's actually happening right now, so we can talk about real data versus how we feel about stuff. So this is another report we just started sending out. So we rebuilt our ISA department about 4 months ago now. And this week specifically, we're really dialing in on speed to lead, right? So we want, ideally in a perfect world, we're responding to leads immediately as they come in, but realistically, we need to do it within a minute, right? That's the goal of what we're trying to get to. We started these reports that go out to our ISAs every single day that show really a lot of different stuff, but 2 major things that I look at. One, are they able to keep up with the amount of leads that they have? So we see on their actual follow-up reports here, how many leads they need to follow up with. Second thing is on speed lead is we pull this report. So yesterday, for example, this was Simona. On the leads that she received yesterday, her average speed to action was down to 4 minutes. So from the minute that we've started focusing on this went from like 2 hours to respond to leads to 4 minutes to respond to lead within 4 or 5 days of focusing on something. So this is one of the many reasons we track so much different stuff, but you always want to make sure you're zooming on the things that are important. Just because you track it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get better. So that was my day this morning. So getting in here now, I'm just going through making sure the rest of my emails are cleaned up from the clock this morning. And then in about 45 minutes, we're going to head over and shoot our listing that's right up the street. Jamie's listing, she just got getting on the market right now. She's getting it cleaned right after we're done. So that's kind of the morning, nothing too crazy. Got some emails ready to go, and basically finishing up for the projects that we're going to have that we need to get done by the end of the week. So this is kind of dead space for me. So I'm going to clear out my emails, and then I'm going to get going on to-do list until we hit the road. So the listing that we're going to film right now is in Rancho Santa Margarita. We actually sold this house to these people. So this is our team past client. So this was if I remember correctly, I think this is a Zillow lead from like 4 years ago that Jamie Andrews closed. So this really shows like the power of team leads driving your business forward, giving an agent way more experience, way faster, and then building a book of business. What we call is like, you want to have a database that is worth gold. And at the end of the day is when you can take a team lead, sell them a house, keep the relationship, add value long-term, every 5 to 7 years, your whole book of business is pretty much going to turn over And then they're going to become a listing that is probably also buying as well too. So this is the play that we've seen work over and over and over again for the agents that joined us. Okay, so we're getting ready to shoot this thing. So Jamie, listing agent, just took us like a walkthrough around the listing so that I can know what I'm talking about when I get in here. So here's kind of the structure of how we've done this. This works really well. We will go to the front of the house and we will do like 5 to probably like 10 different hooks at the beginning of the video. So think of like the first 3 seconds to ideally stop somebody from scrolling. That's the first thing. And we have figured out that there's a couple different variations that work well in general. And then if there's something unique for the house, like for example, this one's got a staircase, we'll tie in that uniqueness into the hook. So that's kind of the first thing we do. Second thing we do is I'll do a full walkthrough. So however big the house is however long the video is, where I'm gonna point out whatever I think is interesting. And that'll be a long video. But then we can also take that whole thing, condense it down, and then put the hooks in front of it, right? So that gives us tons and tons of content to make. So getting all those like behind the scenes features as well too that you wouldn't normally just get walking into a house. So that's the structure that we do. And then Carly and her marketing team takes that and makes 10, 20, as many videos as we could really want. And then she usually comes through afterwards and just does B-roll. So I can usually jump in, be here for 10, 20 minutes, do my stuff, jump out, and yeah. I was thinking about this yesterday, because it's really cool to see us building, like actively in the process of building out the marketing department, because we've talked about it for so long. And me looking back as a business owner when we were really struggling in 2021 and 2022 before we, let's say, relaunched the business, we had way more admin support than we needed for the size of the company that we had 3 years ago. And now that we're finally at where we should be, it's really cool to be like, hey, you know what? We need more support here. And we're like almost plugging gaps, because like you can't do everything, obviously. I can't do everything, obviously. So when we're out like, hey, we need more video editors, cool, let's just go get a pool of video editors. We can have those. Right now we're hiring a graphic designer. You're rather hiring a graphic designer, because it's like, that's not your highest and best use of time, even though you're fantastic at it. But you can direct traffic and find somebody that's excellent at that. And then we can probably, 20x the amount of graphic content that we put out immediately. And that's the part that's been really cool building this out, is like building out the actual marketing department has been really fun, because it's like, hey, we need more help here. And it's like, oh, we have budget. We just talked about being way under our budget again, because we're growing so fast. And it's like, well, shoot, we need this, let's go at it. And it not be like, oh, let's see if this works. It's like, we already know it's gonna work. We know doing more of what we're already doing is obviously gonna keep working. That's been really fun, is building out the department on the marketing side. What would you say, how much have we increased our overall output on marketing since we started the short form?
Well, at least just posting 42 plus yours. I would say we've added at least 60 pieces of content per week.
Yeah, so probably 30x.
Probably more than that if I had to guess, if I had the full count.
Adjacent to that, when I'm talking to Alan, we're building out our inside sales team as well too. So in the last 5 months, we have one priority. Let me put it this way, is we have one priority with the company, is to drive in-house deal flow. And in-house meaning that we generated the lead, we converted the lead, we closed the deal. Not coming from Zillow or Redfin or whatever. On the conversion side of it, we already know our Google ads and our Meta ads work. So we dropped $20,000 a month in ad spend there. And we brought in a in-house, in our office, full-time inside sales team. So we have 2 inside sales agents. Alan is managing them. They role play every single day. Just yesterday, I sent out another letter of intent to hire a 3rd person, so that we have coverage from 9 to 9 all the way Monday through Friday. So building out these different departments has been very, very cool to see. We did 725 last month. We're gonna do the same, almost 725,000 again in revenue this month. And I was like, well, our expenses can be 25%.
Right.
So I was like, well, because we want a 10% profit margin. So I was like, what's 25% of 7, whatever? And it was like 170 grand.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, we just increased our advertising by $20,000 plus $10,000 employees. And if this is the new normal, which again it feels like it is, we can add another 50K in expenses and still be right on track with where we need to be for expenses to hit our margins. That's crazy. Well, the cool thing is it's going up. It's like steadily, consistently going up. Because in January, February, March, we did 17, 18, 17 deals. And then the last 3 months we did 28, 33, 34. If we continued this all the way through, we'll be at like 8 or 9 million in revenue for next year, which is somewhere between 8 and 10 is going to be our goal. So going through the acquisition.com workshops, I would say the biggest thing we took away from it was what I would distill down to is like how you do anything is how you do everything. And even when it comes down to hiring, it's like, oh, we hired somebody and they sucked. It's like, well, how many people did you interview? 4? It's like, yeah, interview 100. You're going to find 20 people that you want to hire, or 10 or whatever. And you're going to find way better candidates. And that, like, how you do anything is how you do everything. But their attention to detail on all kinds of different things was the biggest thing. And one of the biggest pieces of advice that they give is overpay to have the best talent. And that includes virtual assistants, that includes contractors. And when it's like overpay, it's like, I don't know, if the base salary is, I don't know, 50,000, like if you have to pay 60 to get the best person, that's worth the extra 10 grand all day long, because that person's you're gonna get 2 to 5, 10, 20 times more out of it, right? Like if we were trying to replace you, for example, if we were to hire somebody under you, there's no way that they're gonna work the 100-hour weeks when we're rebranding or when we're doing whatever. Like a normal employee is not gonna do that. So when you find the right person, that was the biggest thing, is people. So while Carly's out grabbing the coffee, I am interested to see what you guys think as far as the type of content that we like. This is easy to make as well too, versus the scripted and the polished. Like I like making the YouTube videos that are me at my desk giving a tactical how to do something. But what I realized was, and Carly said this for a long time, is that most people have no idea what I actually do, which is funny, because like at our team, we do our team meeting every Wednesday, which I lead, and then Carly jumps in with something marketing. TCs will jump in, we'll bring in like a lender for a market update, stuff like that. And most agents will literally only see me at the meeting, at the trainings, and then that's it. And then now that we've started making way more consumer-facing content, it's funny that agents just all of a sudden see me more. But if I had to poll our agents on our team, like what does Christian actually do? I don't think most of them know. And I think a lot of people will probably be surprised, myself included, is how much of my time is now content. Because I will never forget the day that we were interviewing for Carly, for our first like marketing assistant. And I remember just interviewing one person after the next. There was like social media. And I'm like, this is not gonna make us money at all. I was like, I hate the idea of spending this much money on somebody that's talking about social media. And here we are with literally probably about 60% of my time being content driven. But the reason for it, and this is why I'm excited to see what you guys actually think of this. The reason I am so heavy on making the content now is, even with a really small following on YouTube and Instagram and everything, it has been unbelievable the impact that it's had on the business. So I'll give you an example. Is at our Wednesday meeting, we invite in recruits to our office, right? So we'll do a first phone interview to see if it could be a mutual fit. And if it is, we invite them into our sales meeting because we want them to see and feel what the team looks like. We want to show what it looks like to be a part of the team before we would ever bring them on board. And then afterwards, I sit with them in the conference room. We do like a Q&A. And there was 2 weeks back to back. We had 5 people 2 weeks ago and 4 people last week. And now I just ask people, I'm like, hey, have you consumed any of our content prior to coming into the office? And 9 out of the last 9 people that were in the office, all of them consumed content. And I mean, you can look on the channel, like these videos don't get tons and tons of views, but it goes to show that the right people are watching it. So if you are sitting there and you're thinking, I don't want to make content, I don't want to whatever, I highly encourage you to just do it.
Okay, I don't care if that's not.
What's up?
Hi, everybody.
How are we? Any other thoughts on that? Anybody else use different strategies?
I Slack myself probably 10 to 15 times per day. If somebody saw my Slack channel to myself, they would think I'm clinically insane.
That's all like I